Am I the wrong one for pressing charges against my son? My son, 28, was visiting us for a couple days and was at my house alone babysitting my daughter's kid. According to my son, the other day my 4-year-old granddaughter, his niece, pulled down the TV and broke it. My son told us that he took the TV to the dump as it was shattered and useless. My daughter and son-in-law, my 4-year-old granddaughter's parents, felt very bad for what had happened and paid the cost of the TV that day. My husband was watching our security cameras and our son's story doesn't hold up. We never see our granddaughter breaking the TV. All that we see is our son taking away the TV that is not shattered. We asked our son about this and he said that the security camera must have cut out the part that shows our granddaughter breaking the TV. Eventually I got a call from my son's girlfriend that lives with him. She said that she knew what was going on and felt guilty. She basically told us that our son had made up the story about the TV breaking and stole it and took it to their house to watch. I filed a police report and his girlfriend let the police into their house to get us our TV back. We do plan on pressing charges against him. He stole our TV and made my daughter pay for it. That is messed up on so many levels. Am I the wrong one for pressing charges? Not the wrong one at all. If you don't press charges, he'll think he can get away with stuff like this. Not cool. Frankly, you're not only not the a-hole, you absolutely did the right thing and should be praised for it. I'm glad his girlfriend had the integrity to come clean. If it's his first offense, he can plead down to a misdemeanor and get some community service, and hopefully learn his lesson before does something that gets him years behind bars. Not the wrong one. I usually don't agree with involving the police in family disputes, but in this case, it was warranted. He blatantly lied about it to a child, forced the hand of your daughter to pay for the replacement cost of the TV, and stole the TV. If confronted, the situation could have escalated, so filing the police report was the right thing to do. What I'm wondering is what his long game was. Like, you would come over to his place, see your old TV and not notice? Am I the wrong one for throwing out my mom after she threw out my weed? Throw away in case someone I know sees this. Don't want them to know my main Reddit account. So I am a 30-year-old man. I'm single and live alone in a house that I own. A few months ago you know what happened and my mom lost her job. So I decided to let her stay with me. I have a medical marijuana card and smoke every day. I knew my mom disliked weed so I warned her before she moved in that I would be smoking weed daily and would not stop for her. She agreed, and only asked that I smoke outside, which I thought was a relatively reasonable request. Weed has a strong smell and many people don't like it. At first this worked out fine at first, but she started making remarks about how I should quit, etc. I mostly just ignored them/brushed them off. Then it evolved to her demanding that I quit. As if I were still a child she could issue orders to. I refused and told her that she can move out if she doesn't like it. She started crying and saying that I don't love her, I have a problem, etc. The next day, I come home from work to find her waiting for me. She explained that she had flushed my weed, a little less than an ounce, for my own good, and then demanded that I go to treatment. Well, predictably, I was furious. And not even really about not having the weed anymore. It is pretty cheap. I usually buy ounces for $1.5, and I can easily get more. It was about her total lack of respect for me. I'm an adult, own my own house, have a good job, and have approval from the state to legally purchase and possess marijuana. So someone I'm doing a huge favor for demanding that I stop and throwing out my stuff when I refused is extremely outrageous to me. No matter if she pushed me out of her vagina 30 years ago. Anyway, we argued about this for a while and it became clear to me that she was not sorry at all and that she would probably do it again. So I told her she can't live with me anymore. I gave a month, but she has already packed all her crap and drove to my brother's house a couple hours away. She obviously thinks I'm a huge a-hole. So does my brother, but I think that's mostly because she is his problem now. Not the wrong one. It wouldn't even matter if you smoked purely recreationally. You're an adult, you have your own home and your own life. Her approval isn't necessary. It sounds like she might have been trying to overparent you because moving in with you upset the power dynamic you're used to. Good job setting the boundary and enforcing it. Not the wrong one. Your house, your rules. If she can't follow the rules, she gotta go. Good for you for setting boundaries. Am I the wrong one for disowning my brother when he came out as gay, because of how he's treating his wife? I, 21 years old female, have a brother, 28, who came out as gay last month. He has been married to my best friend's big sister, 24, for 4 years. They have 2 twin daughters together. I'm really close with her, so I've been trying to stay neutral in what has become a messy separation. My brother told his wife he's gay by sitting her down, and saying he had been sleeping with 2 different men for about 6 months. He said he is now sure that he feels romantic feelings for men, and also told her he has been sleeping with random men from Grindr for over a year behind her back. She obviously freaked out, asked him how he could do this, why didn't he tell her when he started having the feelings, etc. He said that he's always thought he was gay, but he didn't want to come out because it might affect his career. She asked him what about the effect on her life. She is now a single mother to 2 toddlers. He was essentially very angry that she wasn't supportive of this, so he kicked her out of the house, with the kids. After she eventually found a place to stay, my brother moved in one of the men he has been having an affair with. Since then, he has had very little contact with the kids, as in speaking to them on the phone once a week maybe. He has expressed that he still doesn't want to be public about coming out, so he posted on Facebook that he is separated from his wife because they aren't in love anymore and hinted she was the unfaithful one, posting things like "Yeah, seems like someone in this relationship wasn't satisfied with just one man, and is basically being a dick. I told him a couple weeks ago that he's a freaking a-hole and I don't want to be involved with him anymore because I think it's disgusting that he's treated his wife like this. I told him I get that you have to come out in your own time, but you don't need to kick her out, ignore your kids and berate her, and you don't need to make comments that people will assume mean she was being unfaithful." He said this was a joke about him having 2 partners now, still screwed up. He said I'm being a homophobic a-hole, and that I don't know how hard it is to come out. He said that if I don't accept him, I'm a bigot. He made mistakes and whatnot. I said maybe I will forgive him if he improves his behavior to his wife, and he said he resents her for keeping him from sleeping with men for years. I gave up at this point. My sisters, 17 and 24, both think I'm being homophobic. My mom agrees with me. Am I the wrong one? Not the wrong one. Him coming out does not absolve him because he's a freaking adult. What he did was lousy and he's incredibly selfish. This is someone I would absolutely cut out of my life. His wife and kids deserve so much better and I hope they'll be able to move on from this without too much trouble. Good luck. Being gay in this situation doesn't matter one bit. Cheating on your spouse, especially high-risk, MSM, sex while presumably still having unprotected sex with his wife makes him a complete a-hole. Am I the wrong one for banning my husband's female friend from our house? Throwaway account. English is not my first language. I'm on mobile. I apologize. I, 27 years old female, have been married with my husband, am 32, for 3 years and have been dating for a little over 0.5. My husband has this friend, F31. Mary. They've known each other since they were in high school and she's considered one of the boys, if you may. That basically means she's always invited to all the fishing trips and stuff, which I don't mind at all. I trust my husband. Well, my problems with Mary started when she first found out I'm half Romanian. It started kinda innocently, with her asking me to say certain words, teach her some insults etc., which didn't necessarily bother me, but it usually put me on the spot whenever we were out with my husband's group of friends. It only escalated to her googling stuff about Romania and asking me, are you a vampire? Do you bite your husband by the neck? 2. Are you a gypsy? I bet you've got some of the gypsy blood in you, which is just blatantly racist. Last week, me and my husband organized a mini barbecue with our friends and Mary was invited by my husband despite me telling him she makes me uncomfortable. He said he had talked to her about her remarks and she's been understanding, so it's unlikely she'll say something this time. It was midnight and there were about 4 of us left and I accidentally spilled some red wine on Mary's jeans when I tripped over a carpet. All hell broke loose. Mary started saying that I'm a witch and I'm trying to ruin her life and this whole thing is part of my ritual and I'm just a immigrant gypsy trying to ruin my husband's life and I've poisoned my husband against her. I started crying and profusely apologizing. When she wouldn't drop it, I kicked her out and banned her from ever coming to my house again. Am I the wrong one for doing this? My husband insists that Mary was just drunk and talking nonsense and he would talk to her. He also told me I'm way too sensitive about my heritage and I'm an a-hole for banning her. Mary has since given me a half-hearted apology, but I'm still not okay with her. Edit. I guess this is the update some of you wanted. Sorry I'm still a mess and how coherent I am. We've talked. He admitted to being in and out of an affair with Mary in the first 2 years of our relationship and she wanted to win him back I guess. I called my mom to come help me pack some stuff and him out. That's it. Mary can have him. I've been gaslit for years and it took a Reddit post to realize. Oh, the irony. Thank you Reddit. Edit 2 and probably the last one for a period of time. A lot of people seem suspicious of Mary and my husband's friendship/relationship etc. and have asked if I ever suspected anything. No, I didn't. Me and my husband had, or I thought we had, a very strong relationship, based on communication and honesty. Guess it only applied to me. Also, Mary is very close with all the boys in the said friendship group. The other wives raised concerns in the past, but they've all been shut down by the boys in the group or by Mary herself. I guess I always respected their friendship group because they were very close for so long and it felt unfair to change that because of me. As far as I'm aware, the other wives feel the same. Plus Mary has been in a LD relationship for about 2 years and always claimed she's focusing on her career, she's too busy etc. so none of us ever saw her as a potential threat. But now it just makes me think there could be more to this story, but I'm tired. As of right now, I am just exhausted. My Romanian witch blood won't let me live until I find out the whole truth, but I need time. Thank you to everyone who took the time to reply to my post, message me, even the ones that insulted me further. It was semi-funny, and thank you for the awards. I'm sending virtual hugs to all of you. Aveti Grigida voi. Not the wrong one. I think your husband needs to reevaluate the fact that he'd be friends with someone that's so disrespectful to his own wife. Not the wrong one. She's being racist and your husband should be standing up for you. Maybe down the line if her behavior improves and you forgive her you could consider rescinding the ban. But unless that happens you're doing a reasonable thing and he should be in your corner on this one.